afternoon. Welcome to the Handmaidens. Happy Earth Day. Yeah, it's April 22nd, 2022, and we are here celebrating Earth Day like we do every year since 1970. That's when it began, you know. Some senator had, had been probably pretty upset by an oil spill in California, perhaps, and began his crusade, which ended up with this holiday that is now celebrated in 193 countries by 1 billion people, what used to be Earth Day in the U.S. So everybody is out today, hopefully around the globe, doing their part to be good stewards of the earth, loving Mother Earth, and doing their part. Today we're going to be planting more trees. We do that every year on Earth Day. That's our thing. We plant fruit trees in particularly, so they have a dual purpose. If you're celebrating Earth Day and you're like-minded and you care about Mother Earth, hit subscribe, because we got all sorts of ways that you can just do it. You're a tiny bit better, because sometimes we can't rely on the big guys to be doing what they're supposed to be doing. So all our little efforts combined will make a change, and maybe we will turn this stuff around where we are like headed to, environmental destruction. Okay, so let's get to see what we're doing here today. Let's learn about planting some fruit trees. Growing your own orchard, no matter how tiny. I got a teeny tiny piece of property. So, I have to make do with what I've got. And I am, making the best of the day. And this will make many great days moving forward, okay? So, join along, learn how to do it. It's easy peasy, especially when you have helpers. Okay, like I said, I have helpers. I've got my youngest daughter, Janelle, and my youngest son, Mondo, here helping today, digging some holes. This is not necessarily easy work, okay? And we're having an argument about how deep the hole should be. So the hole should be twice the size in diameter as the actual root ball that you've got in that pot, okay? And I argue that it should be twice the depth. And then we're going to backfill in, because we want that soil broken up. Janelle's going like, the picture doesn't look like that. She says, Ma, it only says to go right in the bottom. What are we doing? Why are we digging the hole so deep? We're digging it to give these roots the best opportunity to have some really broken up soil. So, we look at this. These are rocks coming out of my soil, which we're going to save, because we're going to go around the edge, because they're going to help maintain some water. Because we got to water these guys, like every day for the, beginning till their roots get established. Mondo's working with a pitchfork over here. And one of the important things of growing fruit trees is, especially pears, is you have to have different species. We have a kefir. Can you see that here? Okay. Because they have to cross the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees, and everybody's got to do a thing called love. So our pears have to get all lovey-dovey with our other pears over here. And we have over here, we have an oriental pear, which makes it, that's sort of like an apple pear. It's round, not like what you would suspect. Whoa, there goes my hat. It's windy out here. Yep, there we go. Chasing a hat. And we have another tree that's going over here. And this is, what variety do we have here? This is, hold on, you're blowing. This is an Ayers pear, which looks like that. Okay, so these guys, there's lots of benefits to growing pears. And that is, you get to eat them. That's great. You get to reduce your carbon footprint because you're not driving to the store to get them. when you have too many pears that you can't even eat yourself, and you can't make into wine, and you can't make into jellies and things like that, and pies, then you can give them as gifts. You can make stuff for other people. You could make money on your pears if you want to have a little fruit stand with fresh grown pears. In my little front yard, I have apple trees. I've got 3 apple trees. I've got peach trees. I got plum trees. And this year we're putting in pear trees. And we're also going to add, Janelle came not only with her mussels, but she came with a gift. They're having a little argument over there, I guess. A little discussion. She came bearing a gift of a pecan tree, which that's a big mamma jamma. So you got to figure out where exactly you want that to be. So let's get to the basics. Number 1, you're digging your hole, you're setting your site. Your trees have to be approximately 20 feet away from one another so they don't compete for nutrients and competition. So we've measured that out. You have to have, if you have a teeniest, tiniest lot, then you just have 2 trees, 1 tree and 1 pollinator tree. Or some of the apple varieties come in self-pollinators. So these make great homes for birds and insects and wildlife. Certain wildlife like the deer, they're measuring. See, they're taking care of business, measuring, are going to enjoy the habitat of living in these trees. So we're going to dig this big hole. The whole idea in the first year is to keep it well watered frequently, and we're not going to, surprisingly enough, we're not going to mend the soil, because we want our new tree roots to do a little work. Don't be so lazy. Get out there and look for those nutrients. The next year, we will do things like getting extra sorts of nutrition in there if it needs so. And that is, a pear tree likes a slightly acidic soil around, no more than 7 pH. So you could get a soil test kit and test your soil. I don't know what my soil tests, quite frankly. Scarlett, I don't give a damn. I know that my trees do tend to grow, and they grow gigantus. And I have really great fruit crops. And I know with my peaches, oh my God, they were the most delicious things ever in the world. We can make apple ciders. We can make pear can make a cider. You can do some fermentation with the fruit. Really great stuff. I encourage you not only to plant fruits, but go around your neighborhood, pick up some trash. Go ahead and don't drive the car for the day. Do whatever you can. You see, we're not using any power tools. We're using regular human energy. Giving back, because it's going to be good for, cool spots to sit under, right? Where it's going to grow a food source, great. You reduce your carbon footprint. You're going to be here in your homes, and you're going to be munching on the fruit. You're going to be sharing it with friends, and just be a good human being in the earth and taking care of things. This is it. Our time clock is ticking, folks. We're not looking in good shape. We've been greedy over the years, and we've been trying to be better since 1970, and yet the world has gotten worse. And we could be headed for the most, catastrophic times ever, especially not even with climate, but just with food supply, and other things contributing globally to upsetting the world. We've all just been through this incredible time period of famine, I guess I'm hungry, with the pandemic, where we learned a little bit about our true grit, that we can really endure stuff. And we can take it, and we can learn some things we didn't know we could do. Okay, so we're gonna go and take a break. We're gonna finish up these holes, and we'll be putting them inside the holes shortly. Okay, so we got a nice big hole. We've got water in there. And then we're going to take some of this grass sod and place it down upside down on the bottom of the hole. So it brings that back up to the regular good height. And we're going to take the tree gently out of there. And we're going to wiggle up his root system. Or she's checking a height. Yeah. And fill in the hole with that. And then we're going to backfill with a regular native soil from whence it came, because we know that this soil is good for tree growing. I have it in the north side, so that'll help stop some winds. And ooh, I got a good splash. Good one, Mondo. All right, paybacks later. And I did want to say a few things about there. That looks just about. That's good. So we don't want to go too deep. That's perfect. Let's wiggle up those roots. Just tickle them a little bit, pull them out, get them spreading, because that's really important. The other important thing is that when you start to backfill, to make sure that you're stomping on. We all got our sort of our rubber boots on. We're going to stomp on. Oh, Janelle wore sneakers because you know what Janelle did? She rode a bicycle here today, 15 miles in honor of Earth Day, which is really cool. Bike riding is tremendous. Yeah, so you're going to get those roots going so they can start to move out and establish themselves. And I just want to talk about the fruit itself, a few other little tidbits of information. A pear is a really ancient fruit, and it's found in really ancient scripts and texts where they talk about the pear. We know the apple and that whole Eden business, and that gets all the publicity. But the pear goes back thousands and thousands of years, where you can read about it in ancient civilizations, where there's text. And it's thought the Chinese believe the pear to be a fruit of immortality. So I always like that, because I'm planning on sticking around for a long time. There we go. In she goes. And you want to start, filling that in. They're going to work on this. So also, obvious by the shape of the pear, it is known to be associated with fertility, because it looks like a woman that's got a baby in her belly, and love rights. So fertility and love. If you want to make a special day, or you got a special date, that's time to break out the pear wine, I guess, and get a little a little extra, planning a family. I don't know. It all starts with a pear. So a pair of people and some pear dessert, right? So go. No, Mono, use your shovels. God gave you shovels. Use them. Merc and I know these are shovels. You don't need any tools. We came with tools long before people discovered how to, forge steel and iron. They were using their hands. People, get your hands. You know what? And you know why? I'm really and I wish I wrote it down, because there is a special microbacterium that's included in soil that it is being researched, that they believe that may activate it, that may reduce inflammation, may good for inflammatory diseases, and may actually activate the production of serotonin. So getting your hands in that dirt, smelling the soil, it could mean relief from things like anxiety and depression. How's that? How's that for just for being a good steward of the earth? You get a payback, and that means that you might feel exceptionally happier. These places in the Northeast, when we don't have the same sunlight, you may get low vitamin D levels, which could contribute to some depression. So get out there, touch the dirt, play in the dirt. Remember how good you felt when you was a kid, playing in the dirt, making mud pies, plant a tree. Have a great day. We're all in this together, and we can do this, honestly. When you get it all filled, you could put a little mulch on top, because we don't want to have any bare soil. Just stay away from that little root part there. Don't get too close to that. You want to keep that out. And we're gonna. I keep losing that. I'm not meant to wear a hat in these windy days. get dirty, have fun, and then watch it grow. There's nothing like coming out. I spend days coming out here just to watch my trees grow. It is a wonderful thing. So I want to thank my special helper, Mondo, and Janelle. Yeah, she's not talking, but she's working, and that's better than talking. Woohoo! Yes, lucky me. Working. And, yes, working it, girl. I have some things I'm going to plant. I'm going to get busy with planting the last tree, and I'm going to plant that nut tree, and I have I found some clearance, salvia and stuff I'll be planting out back as well. So, I've just taken a time out to say hello. Wish everyone a great and productive and enjoyable Earth Day, as every day should be Earth Day, but we can start with at least this one, okay? Until next time, folks, don't forget, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to, subscribe. We're building our community, and together we're going to make the world a better place. I promise you that, kindred souls. Okay, until next time, toodles, bye-bye.